Hi, I'm appearing here today so that I can deliver to you some packages that the students have been working on this past week. In fact, they actually started on them about 3 weeks ago before the university went on spring break, and then we had an extended spring break, and now we're not going to do any on-campus labs. So this work that you're about to see, it was edited at home by the students. They did it on their home computers and delivered them to me, and I thought we ought to showcase some of this work. So that's why I'm here to deliver it. You could go on YouTube and see the individual pieces, but I thought we will put them together and I can talk about them a little bit. Some of them are a little bit dated because so much has happened and we're not at the university. We don't have congregations of people. We don't have activities. A lot of meetings have been canceled. So keep that in mind. We realize that some of this is on the older side now, but I want to showcase the students' work. We're going to start with Constance Brantley. She looked at the high price of textbooks and how some students try to avoid them.
Many college courses require textbooks to be used in class, and while some students are able to pay, others choose not to. They try to manage without a textbook. Depending on the major, many professors encourage students to buy textbooks. But Texas State student Kiera Prudhomme says marketing majors discovered the books are often very expensive.
Freshman year, I was paying for my textbooks. I felt like that was the only way, but now that I'm a sophomore, I mean, they're still really expensive, so now I try to go without them sometimes. If they're on reserve, then I get them just because they cost too much.
Texas State student Leanne Little says she was able to get her textbook using GroupMe.
We do need the textbook for the class because on the exams it'll be like according to the textbook, so it's kind of very important. So we do refer back to textbook a lot, but it's just like financially, like I try not to buy it because it's pretty pricey.
Students are always looking for alternatives, which may include studying in a group, sharing documents, or finding books on reserve.
Every semester, students scramble to find their textbooks during their first week of class. Are textbooks financially demanding, or are they just obsolete? For Bobcat Update, I'm Constance Brantley.
Expense is also a concern of Ryan Huntington. He looked at this career closet that they have on campus to help those students who might not be able to afford professional attire when they go out for job interviews. So let's take a look now at Ryan Huntington's look at Career Closet.
For many students, purchasing professional clothing can be a financial burden. The Career Closet, located on the 5th floor of LBJ, is the perfect solution for students in need of outfits they can wear for job interviews.
Checking the clothes out is free. However, we do ask that they are dry cleaned professionally before they get returned.
Students should prepare in advance for interviews by visiting the Career Closet and making sure they have clothes that will fit and are appropriate for the jobs they are seeking. Generally, students check out an outfit for 1 week at a time, but if a student knows that they will need an outfit longer, the Career Closet is happy to extend the rental as long as the student makes prior arrangements.
The further you plan ahead and plan out on your interview preparation, including your outfit, the better. So try not to come in, that's not suggested for anybody, is to be running around last minute and try to figure out what your outfit's going to be.
If you or your family have professional clothing sitting in storage, you could help future students prepare for career opportunities by donating them to the Career Closet. For Bobcat Update, I'm Ryan Huntington.
We sort of have a money theme going because Andrew Zimmel also looked at what students are doing about getting scholarships. Actually, a lot of scholarships don't go claimed, and that's a concern. Some of that money gets rolled over, and you hope that some students will pick it up so it can help them out in their school. So here's Andrew Zimmel's report on scholarships.
Every year, student government is giving $255,000 for scholarships. But in 2019, much was left untapped. The money didn't just disappear because unclaimed funds can be carried over to the following year. That's why student government is now poised to distribute $293,000.
So it does students no good just sitting in a bank account.
One of the reasons for the surplus was the lack of engagement between students and student government. Many students are unaware how to apply for scholarships or where to look.
I think because there are so many of them, and I know that we send out an email, and I know that The communication nowadays is moving away from email, so more towards social media, so that communication gap may be part of it.
With more opportunities for scholarships, the hope is that more students will come to Texas State. For Bobcat Update, I'm Andrew Zimmel.
Texas State has several initiatives to go green, to be eco-friendly. Christian Godinez takes a look at how the university is approaching this very important issue.
You are sure to spot some recycling bins on campus. Many students do their part on the basics of recycling, but the Office of Sustainability wants students to know there are other ways they can make the campus more eco-friendly.
A huge thing that we try to prioritize is minimizing waste and consumption. So instead of putting your PB&J in a Ziploc bag, put it in like an HEB plastic container.
While recycling is one way to help, an organization called Bobcat Blend partners with Texas State's food provider, Chartwells, to work on ways of collecting consumer waste. Doing so can create compost and add more green areas to the campus. We spoke with Dr. Tina Cade, the faculty advisor of Bobcat Blend, about ways students can continue to be more eco-conscious on campus. She had said, quote, "A lot of folks don't recognize that organic materials can be recycled into valuable materials that can be used to protect our soils," end quote. Students are encouraged to foster new ways of creating a greener environment. Many believe adopting more eco-friendly habits will bring positive changes.
I think incentive is a great word for it, because once this happens, every student hopefully will have a great incentive to start recycling.
For more information on the Office of Sustainability, Bobcat Blend, and everything green on campus, visit Texas State's website. For Bobcat Update, I'm Christian Godinez.
There is still an election going on. Yes, 2020, we will be electing a president, and Bernie Sanders is still in there. He's a contender against Joseph Biden. Statewide, it was Biden who won, but in Hays County and in Travis County, Bernie Sanders was victorious. Mikkel Henley went out and asked several people about this. What was it that they were drawn to about Bernie Sanders?
I mean, he's the same party, so he stands for a lot of the same things.
Personally, I feel like Bernie did enough. I feel like the youth just needs to get out there and vote and show him more support than they already do.
So truthfully, I mean, he just has to reach the youth by social media, digital, online stuff.
I don't know how often he was actually physically out, but I feel like I saw a lot of people commenting on Twitter about voting for Bernie, but a lot of them didn't actually go.
It's as far as young people goes, I mean, I guess we just gotta fall on our face a couple times before we get used to the idea of going out to vote if we want some actual change.
Oh, I definitely think Bernie would support Biden. Are you kidding me? Bernie's whole point is to help people and to get mostly just Trump out of office, right?
Texas State has a powerlifting club, but its season is being delayed because of the coronavirus. They're not going to be able to compete for a while, and that's a disappointment. They were hoping to do well in nationals. Vanessa Gerlich caught up with them and talked about their situation.
The powerlifting club isn't letting the coronavirus diminish its hopes for winning big at nationals. Due to safety concerns, the national competition is being postponed from April until the end of summer.
Some of the members, they were really ready to compete, and they were in a specific cycle to peak just in time for competition, so now they'll have to redesign their routine and keep lifting all this time to make sure they stay in shape.
The annual meet will be hosted by Penn State, and earning a national title could persuade more Texas State students to support the powerlifting club.
We wish we could have coaching, and we want to look out for the future generation of Texas State powerlifters and make it easier on them.
Despite all their obstacles, this dedicated powerlifting club is ready to lift their way through victory. For Bobcat Update, I'm Vanessa Gerlich.
Well, let's stay with the sports theme for a moment. This time, soccer. There is a semi-pro team in town. They play over at the San Marcos High School, and they too are wondering about when are they going to get back into gear and be competitive. But before we left for spring break, Ethan Hunt talked to them.
There's a brand new soccer team here in San Marcos looking to kick the competition. Rivertown FC wants to create a fan base in San Marcos. Rivertown FC is a semi-professional club which includes some local talent on its roster. Santos Hernandez says he hopes the community will support it.
It's a new soccer team, a new community, something that's going to bring San Marcos together. We want to be, when people think of San Marcos, we want them to think about us, a soccer team, and we're working our way up there.
Rivertown FC was founded by Cade Summers, an Army veteran who played semi-professional soccer himself. Summers says he loves the game.
Like I said, I love the way that it breaks barriers and just, really brings everybody together. It's a game that everybody can play, but it's a game that only a few can really be good at, and so that's what we're trying to do here in San Marcos.
Rivertown FC will play its home games at Rattler Stadium next to San Marcos High. For Bobcat Update, I'm Ethan Hunt.
Here's sports of a different nature, esports. Hope Cronky takes a look at the team and how it was thriving before the big break.
After only 2 semesters, the esports team has gained recognition as an official Texas State sports club. Micah Cavender, president and founder of the team, says the future seems bright for the fledgling organization.
So they're kind of like, oh yeah, whatever. And I was like, I'll make a club and we'll call esports, and we'll include other titles so it doesn't die out, because our other club was it was only League of Legends really.
Texas State's esports team is planning on converting Boco's Lounge here in LBJ into a competitive gaming room this semester.
People at LBJ, the marketing department, they got their marketing team designing it. So George's has the kind of bluish, reddish, goldish kind of look to it. It's gonna have the same look. Hopefully it's done by this semester so I can really see it. But yeah, it's pretty much set. So that'll be Boco's Theater down in LBJ across from George's.
You can follow the esports team on its Discord channel or on Twitter. For Bobcat Update, I'm Hope Cronky.
San Marcos, as you know, has a lot of outdoor recreation opportunities. The river attracts a lot of people, but it can be dangerous if there are people who are reckless. And Logan McKelvey takes a look at this. He has an interview here that he did on Zoom with someone who's involved in river rescues.
For years, the San Marcos River has been a huge attraction for the city, bringing in both tourists and residents alike. However, some may overlook the potential dangers that come from the river itself. Texas State student Kirsten Kelvin, who frequently goes to the river, says it can be dangerous to some people new to the attraction.
It's easy to get pushed under if you don't know how to stand correctly, or you're not conscious about your surroundings, especially with the slippery rocks going on.
San Marcos Recovery Team diver Dan Hubner says he's more concerned about drowning caused by drug and alcohol consumption.
Know your limits and don't, if you wouldn't drive a car, don't get on the river. Drowning is rarely the help me you see on TV. It's very often nearly silent, and someone will go underwater and no one will notice, and they don't come back up until a group like ours goes out and gets them out. So really keeping track of your group, watching your alcohol intake, and being aware of your environment.
For more information on the San Marcos Recovery Dive Team, go to smartdivers.com. It's Bobcat Update, Logan McElveen.
In Logan's piece, you saw some underwater shots that were taken by them with a GoPro camera. And I like it when they take cameras out like that and do some innovative things, give us shots that we don't usually see in B-roll. And in this next one from Jake Norrie, you're going to see them take a camera to the skies in a helicopter tour. The leading edge helicopter tours are in business. At least we hope so. We hope they're able to continue after the coronavirus threat subsides. But we do have a wonderful report here, something I'd never seen before in terms of what we get out of Bobcat Update. And we have to thank the photographer, Riley Kotzer, and Jake Norrie for this report.
Helicopter pilot Joshua Renner says the San Marcos area is perfect for flying.
San Marcos is beautiful, really. You have Canyon Lake out to the west. The town and the campus is beautiful itself. You have some interesting things between New Braunfels and San Marcos to look at, and then there's just a lot of people here.
A few months ago, Leading Edge branched out to Central Texas from its headquarters in Florida. Tours vary depending on what you want to see. Helicopters fly over the sites from San Marcos to Canyon Lake.
I actually haven't taken it myself, but the river run is, it's our most expensive one, but that's for a reason. It's just the pictures I've seen, the video footage, it's absolutely gorgeous. So that's definitely my next one.
Leading Edge Helicopters is set up for business just south of the San Marcos Premium Outlets, near Interstate 35. For Bobcat Update, I'm Jake Norrie.
So there you have it. 10 pieces that the students put together this past week at home using Adobe Premiere that they were able to download onto their home computers, their desktops and laptops. They were able to access the files that they had shot on the Texas State server, And I'm kind of proud of what they were able to put together on their own and deliver. And I think that they did some good visual storytelling. And I thought we would showcase it, and that's why I'm here to deliver this version of Bobcat Update.